What if I told you that the question, what happened before the Big Bang, isn't just answerable, it's been answered. And the truth is so mind-bending that it literally rewrites everything you thought you knew about existence itself. For decades, scientists told us asking what came before the Big Bang was like asking what's north of the North Pole. A meaningless question because time itself began with the Big Bang. But here's what will absolutely blow your mind. They were wrong. Not just a little wrong, completely, fundamentally wrong. In 2020, something extraordinary happened. Dr. Neil Turok at the Perimeter Institute, working alongside colleagues like Dr. Latham Boyle, published findings that didn't just challenge our understanding of cosmic origins, they obliterated it. Using mathematical models that Einstein himself couldn't have imagined, they revealed that our universe isn't the beginning of everything. It's the middle of an infinite story. But before I reveal what they discovered, let me ask you this. Are you ready to have your entire worldview shattered and rebuilt in the next 160 minutes? Because once you understand what really happened before the Big Bang, you'll never look at reality the same way again. Here's the shocking truth they uncovered. Our Big Bang wasn't the first. It wasn't even special. It was just one beat in an eternal cosmic heartbeat that's been pulsing for infinity and will continue pulsing long after our universe dies. But that's not even the most mind-blowing part. The most incredible revelation is this. The universe before our Big Bang wasn't some alien, unknowable realm. It was almost identical to ours, but with one crucial difference that explains everything from why time moves forward to why you exist at all. Before we dive into this cosmic rabbit hole, smash that like button if you're ready to have your mind completely blown. Hit subscribe to join our community of cosmic truth seekers. And drop a comment telling me what country you're watching from and what time it is right now. I love seeing our global community united by curiosity. Now, let me take you on a journey that begins 13.8 billion years ago, but actually started an eternity before that. To understand what happened before the Big Bang, we first need to understand what we thought we knew about the Big Bang itself, and why every textbook might be wrong. Picture this. You're told that everything, all matter, energy, space, and time, exploded into existence from a single point smaller than an atom. This point, called a singularity, contained infinite density and temperature. Before this moment, nothing. After this moment, everything. This is the story we've been told for nearly a century. Ever since Edwin Hubble discovered in 1929 that galaxies are racing away from us. The further away they are, the faster they're moving, like dots on an inflating balloon. Running this expansion backward led to one inevitable conclusion. Everything must have started from a single point. But here's where things get weird. Think of it like this. Imagine you're watching a movie of a bomb exploding, and you decide to run it backward. You see all the fragments flying back together until they form the original bomb. That's essentially what cosmologists did with the universe. But what if I told you that this backward movie doesn't show you the whole story? What if the bomb exploding was itself just one frame in a much longer movie that's been playing forever? This is exactly what troubled the greatest minds in physics. Albert Einstein himself was disturbed by the implications of his own equations. In 1917, he actually added a cosmological constant to his equations, specifically to avoid the conclusion that the universe had a beginning. He later called this his greatest blunder. But what if his instincts were right? The problem with the traditional Big Bang model isn't just philosophical, it's mathematical. When you run Einstein's equations backward to the very beginning, they break down completely. They give you infinities, impossibilities, mathematical nonsense. It's like your calculator displays error when you try to divide by zero. For decades, physicists just accepted this. They said, well, physics breaks down at the Planck time. That's y minus 43 seconds after the Big Bang. Before that moment, they claimed, the question becomes meaningless. But some scientists refused to accept this intellectual surrender. Dr. Alan Guth at MIT proposed inflation theory in 1981, suggesting that the universe underwent a period of exponential expansion in its first fraction of a second. This solved some problems, but created others. Where did the inflation field come from? What triggered it to start and stop? Here's what's fascinating. Every solution to the Big Bang's problems seemed to push the mystery one step further back. It was like peeling an onion. Each layer revealed another layer underneath, with no core in sight. But then, in the early 2000s, something revolutionary happened. Scientists began to take seriously an idea that sounded like science fiction. What if the Big Bang wasn't the beginning, but a transition? What if our universe emerged not from nothing, but from something else entirely? The clues were hiding in plain sight, written in the cosmic microwave background radiation, the afterglow of the Big Bang that fills all of space. This radiation, discovered accidentally by Arno Penzias and Robert Wilson in 1965, contains tiny temperature variations that map out the seeds of all future galaxies and stars. But buried in this cosmic baby picture were anomalies, patterns that didn't fit the standard model, cold spots that shouldn't exist, alignments that seemed impossible. Flow patterns suggesting our universe was influenced by something outside itself. These weren't measurement errors or equipment failures. They were signals from before the Big Bang, like hearing an echo from a room you've never seen. And this is where our story takes its first shocking turn, because what scientists discovered in those signals changed everything. What if I told you that the most revolutionary discovery in cosmology came not from a telescope or particle accelerator, but from a mathematical equation so elegant it made physicists weep? In 2020, Dr. Neil Turok and his team at the Perimeter Institute published a paper that sent shockwaves through the scientific community. Using a mathematical framework called the Big Bounce model, they didn't just solve the problems with the Big Bang, they revealed an entirely different cosmic story. Here's what they discovered. The mathematical singularity that supposedly started our universe, that point of infinite density and temperature, doesn't exist. It never existed. It was a mathematical mirage created by our incomplete understanding. Think of it like this. Imagine you're driving toward a hill, and from your perspective, the road seems to end at the hilltop. Beyond that point, you see nothing but sky. But when you reach the top, you discover the road continues down the other side. The end was just a limitation of your viewpoint. The Big Bang singularity is exactly like that hilltop. What we thought was the absolute beginning of everything was actually just the moment when our mathematical models hit their limits. Beyond that point, the cosmic road continues, not forward in time, but backward into a previous universe. But here's where it gets absolutely mind-bending. This previous universe wasn't random or chaotic. It was almost identical to ours, but running in reverse. Time flowed backward, entropy decreased, and the universe contracted instead of expanded. Dr. Latham Boyle, working with Turok, realized something extraordinary. If you take the laws of physics and run them backward through the Big Bang, you don't get nonsense, you get a mirror universe. A universe where antimatter dominates instead of matter, where time runs backward, where expansion becomes contraction. The mathematics is beautiful in its symmetry. Our universe and its predecessor form what physicists call a CP-T symmetric pair. C stands for charge conjugation, matter becomes antimatter. P for parity, left becomes right. And T for time reversal, future becomes past. Now, here's what will absolutely blow your mind. This isn't speculation or philosophy. This model makes specific, testable predictions about what we should see in our universe today. And when scientists looked for these predictions in the cosmic microwave background radiation, they found them. Remember those anomalies I mentioned? The cold spots and impossible alignments in the cosmic background radiation? They're not anomalies at all. They're exactly what you'd expect if our Big Bang emerged from the collapse of a previous universe. Think of it like this. When a wave crashes on a beach, it leaves patterns in the sand that tell you about the wave that came before. Similarly, our universe bears the imprint of the universe that collapsed to create our Big Bang. But the most incredible part isn't what happened before our Big Bang. It's what this reveals about the nature of existence itself. If this model is correct, then the universe has no beginning and no end. It's an eternal cycle of expansion and contraction, big bangs and big crunches, playing out across infinite time. Dr. Paul Steinhardt at Princeton University has calculated that this cycle repeats roughly every trillion years. Our current universe will expand for hundreds of billions of years, then begin to contract, eventually collapsing into another Big Bang that will birth the next universe in the sequence. And here's the kicker. This isn't just a theory anymore. In 2019, Dr. Anna I. Jaas and her colleagues found additional evidence in gravitational wave data that supports this cyclic model. The ripples in spacetime itself carry echoes of the previous cosmic cycle. But wait, if this is true, it raises a question that will keep you awake at night. How many times has this cycle repeated? How many universes have come and gone before ours? And what does this mean for everything we think we know about our place in existence? The answer to that question is about to turn your understanding of reality inside out. Here's what will shatter your perception of reality forever. Our universe isn't just part of an eternal cycle. It's part of an infinite cycle that has no beginning, no first iteration, and no final ending. Let me paint you a picture that will change how you think about existence itself. Imagine standing between two mirrors, creating an infinite reflection stretching endlessly in both directions. Now imagine that each reflection isn't just an image, but an entire universe with billions of galaxies, trillions of stars, and countless worlds teeming with life. This is the true nature of reality, according to the cyclic universe model. Our Big Bang wasn't the first. It was preceded by infinite Big Bangs stretching back through eternity. And our universe's eventual collapse won't be the last. It will trigger infinite more, Big Bangs stretching forward through eternity. Dr. Bert Overath at the University of Pennsylvania has calculated something that will blow your mind. In this infinite sequence of universes, every possible variation that can exist will exist. Not just once, infinite times. Think of it like this. If you shuffle a deck of cards infinite times, you'll eventually get every possible arrangement infinite times. Similarly, with infinite cosmic cycles, every possible universe will emerge infinite times from the quantum foam. This means that right now, in previously collapsed universes that existed before our Big Bang, there were infinite versions of Earth, some exactly like ours, some slightly different, some radically different. On some of these Earths, dinosaurs never went extinct. On others, humans evolved from dolphins. On others still, you made different choices that led to completely different lives. But here's where it gets truly mind-bending. These aren't just philosophical possibilities. According to the mathematics of eternal inflation, combined with cyclic cosmology, these infinite previous universes really existed. They were as real as our universe is now. Dr. Max Tegmark at MIT has proposed that we can actually categorize these infinite universes into different levels. Level I universes are regions of our current cosmic cycle too far away for us to see. Level 2 universes had different physical constants and laws. Level 3 universes represent different quantum outcomes. And Level 4 universes operate under completely different mathematical structures. Now, here's what's absolutely staggering. Recent calculations by Dr. Anthony Aguirre at UC Santa Cruz suggest that in this infinite cyclic multiverse, the concept of before and after becomes meaningless. Past and future universes exist simultaneously in a higher dimensional space called the block universe. Think of it like this. Imagine a book with infinite pages. Each page represents one cosmic cycle, One universe from Big Bang to Big Crunch. From the perspective of someone inside the book, like us, there's a clear sequence of pages. But from outside the book, all pages exist simultaneously. This means that right now, as you're listening to these words, the universe that existed before our Big Bang is still there in the block universe. So is the universe that will come after ours collapses. They're not memories or possibilities. They're eternal realities existing in parallel dimensions of time. But wait, this raises an even more profound question. If infinite universes have existed before ours, and each one contained conscious beings like us, then what happened to all that consciousness when those universes collapsed? Dr. Roger Penrose, the Nobel Prize winner who first proposed cyclical cosmology, has suggested something that will keep you awake at night. Consciousness might be the one thing that survives the transition from one universe to the next. His conformal cyclic cosmology proposes that information, including the patterns that constitute consciousness, gets encoded in the geometry of space-time itself. When one universe collapses, this information doesn't disappear. It gets imprinted on the Big Bang of the next cycle. This means that traces of consciousness from infinite previous universes might be woven into the fabric of our reality. The thoughts, dreams, and experiences of beings who lived and died before our universe even existed might still echo in the quantum structure of our space-time. And if this is true, it means you're not just connected to the 13.8 billion year history of our universe. You're connected to the infinite history of all universes that came before and all that will come after. But the most incredible revelation is still coming, because what we've discovered about the infinite past is nothing compared to what it reveals about your infinite future. What if I told you that the infinite cyclic universe doesn't just mean infinite universes existed before ours? It means that you, exactly as you are right now, have existed infinite times before and will exist infinite times again? This isn't mysticism or wishful thinking. This is a mathematical certainty emerging from the deepest discoveries in quantum mechanics and cosmology. And the implications will fundamentally change how you think about life, death, and the meaning of existence. Here's the mind-bending logic. In an infinite sequence of universes with infinite time and infinite possibilities, every possible arrangement of matter and energy must occur infinite times. This includes the exact arrangement of atoms that makes up your brain, your body, your memories, and your consciousness. Dr. Max Tegmark has calculated the probability of this happening. In a finite region of space over infinite time, the probability that any specific arrangement of particles will repeat approaches 100%. This includes the arrangement that is you. Think of it like this. If you have a coin and flip it infinite times, you won't just get every possible sequence of heads and tails. You'll get every sequence infinite times. Your exact pattern of neural connections, your memories, your personality, they're like one specific sequence in the infinite coin flips of cosmic evolution. But here's where it gets truly extraordinary. Dr. Sean Carroll at Caltech has shown that in the cyclic multiverse, these repetitions aren't just random statistical flukes. They're built into the fundamental structure of reality itself. Every time a universe collapses and triggers a new Big Bang, the quantum vacuum that emerges contains all possible potential arrangements of matter. As each new universe evolves, it explores different branches of this possibility space. Over infinite cycles, every branch gets explored infinite times. This means that in previous cosmic cycles, there were infinite versions of you living infinite versions of your life. Some made the same choices you're making right now. Others made different choices and lived completely different lives. But all were equally real, equally valid expressions of the pattern that is you. Now, here's the part that will literally give you goosebumps. According to the mathematics of quantum immortality, developed by Dr. Hugh Everett III, consciousness might be the one thing that maintains continuity across these cycles. The quantum mechanical description of measurement suggests that consciousness always finds itself in branches of reality where it can continue to exist. Applied to the cyclic multiverse, this means that your consciousness might naturally migrate from one cosmic cycle to the next, always finding versions of yourself that continue to exist and experience. Dr. Frank Tipler at Tulane University has taken this even further. His omega point theory suggests that as each universe approaches its final collapse, the computational capacity of spacetime itself approaches infinity. This means that in the final moments before each big crunch, there's enough processing power to perfectly simulate every conscious being that ever existed in that universe. Think of it like this. Just before your computer shuts down, it could theoretically run a perfect simulation of everything that ever happened on it. Similarly, just before each universe ends, it runs a perfect simulation of every life ever lived. And that simulation might be indistinguishable from reality. But the most incredible possibility comes from combining quantum immortality with cyclic cosmology. Your consciousness might not just survive the transition from one universe to the next, it might improve with each cycle. Here's why. In the quantum multiverse, consciousness always finds itself in the most probable branch, where it can continue to exist and learn. Over infinite cosmic cycles, this creates a kind of evolutionary pressure that favors conscious experiences that are increasingly complex, aware, and capable of understanding the universe. This means that each time you're reborn in a new cosmic cycle, you might retain some trace, some accumulated wisdom from all your previous existences. Not as explicit memories, but as deep intuitions, unexplained talents, sudden insights that seem to come from nowhere. Dr. Stuart Hameroff at the University of Arizona has found evidence for this in the quantum structure of microtubules within brain neurons. These structures seem capable of storing and processing information at the quantum level, potentially preserving patterns of consciousness beyond the death of individual brain cells. And here's the most beautiful part. If consciousness really does accumulate wisdom across cosmic cycles, then every experience you have, every lesson you learn, every moment of growth and understanding contributes not just to your current life, but to the infinite progression of your consciousness through all future universes. Your struggles, your joys, your discoveries, they're not temporary fluctuations in a meaningless cosmos. They're permanent contributions to an eternal journey of consciousness, evolving toward ever greater understanding and awareness. But this raises the ultimate question. If you've lived infinite lives before and will live infinite lives again, what makes this particular life special? What makes this moment right now uniquely important in the infinite tapestry of existence? The answer to that question will change everything about how you see your purpose in the cosmos. Here's a question that will rewire your brain. If you've existed infinite times before, across infinite cosmic cycles, why don't you remember any of your previous lives? This isn't just a philosophical puzzle. It's a scientific mystery that reveals something profound about the nature of consciousness itself. And the answer will fundamentally change how you understand what it means to be you. Dr. Andres Albrecht at UC Davis has been wrestling with this paradox for decades. His research into the information processing limits of conscious systems reveals something extraordinary. Consciousness isn't just about storing information, it's about forgetting it. Here's what he discovered. For consciousness to function, it must have the ability to distinguish between past, present, and future. This requires what he calls causal arrows, clear pathways from cause to effect that give time its direction and meaning. But here's the mind-bending part. In the cyclic multiverse, these causal arrows reset with each cosmic cycle. When one universe collapses into a big bang that creates the next universe, the information patterns get scrambled and redistributed. The specific memories and experiences don't carry over, but something deeper does. Think of it like this. Imagine your consciousness as a symphony. The specific notes, your memories, change with each performance, each cosmic cycle, but the underlying musical structure, your core essence, remains consistent. Each time the symphony is performed, it's both the same composition and a completely new experience. Dr. Christoph Koch at the Allen Institute has identified what might be the mechanism for this cosmic amnesia. His research into the neural correlates of consciousness shows that conscious experience requires what he calls integrated information, patterns of neural activity that are both differentiated and unified. But here's the crucial insight. This integration happens within the specific physical substrate of your current brain. When that substrate is destroyed and reformed in a new cosmic cycle, the integration patterns reset. It's like reformatting a hard drive. The capacity remains, but the specific data is erased. However, Dr. Giulio Tonini's integrated information theory suggests that the mathematical relationships that define consciousness might persist at a deeper level. These relationships don't depend on specific particles or structures. They're abstract patterns that could theoretically survive the transition between cosmic cycles. This leads to something that will blow your mind. You might be experiencing echoes of infinite previous lives right now, but interpreting them as intuitions, instincts, or gut feelings. Have you ever had the sensation of déjà vu, the feeling that you've experienced something before, even when you know you haven't? According to the cyclic consciousness model, you haven't experienced it before in this cosmic cycle, but you've experienced it infinite times in previous cycles. Dr. Michio Kaku at City University of New York has proposed that these echoes might explain many mysterious aspects of human consciousness. Why do we have an innate sense of mathematical beauty? Why do certain musical patterns feel universally meaningful? Why do we instinctively recognize moral truths across cultures? His answer: these aren't just products of evolution in our current universe. They're accumulated wisdom from infinite previous cosmic cycles, encoded in the deep structure of consciousness itself. But here's where it gets even more incredible. If consciousness really does accumulate across cosmic cycles, then every conscious being in our universe, every human, every intelligent alien species, every form of awareness anywhere, represents the culmination of infinite previous evolutionary experiments. Think about what this means. The consciousness reading these words right now isn't just the product of 3.8 billion years of evolution on Earth. It's the product of infinite billions of years of evolution across infinite cosmic cycles. You are, quite literally, the most evolved version of yourself that has ever existed. Dr. Freeman Dyson at the Institute for Advanced Study has calculated that if consciousness really does evolve across cosmic cycles, the rate of this evolution would be exponential. Each cycle wouldn't just repeat previous patterns. It would build on them, creating increasingly sophisticated forms of awareness. This means that consciousness in our current universe is more complex, more capable, and more beautiful than consciousness in any previous cosmic cycle. And consciousness in future cycles will surpass even our current heights of awareness. You're not just living your life. You're participating in the universe's ongoing effort to understand itself. Every time you learn something new, every time you solve a problem, every time you create something beautiful, you're contributing to a cosmic project that spans infinite time and infinite space. But this raises a question that might keep you awake at night. If consciousness is evolving across cosmic cycles toward ever greater understanding, what is it ultimately evolving toward? What is the final destination of this infinite journey of awareness? The answer is about to reveal the true purpose of existence itself. What if I told you that consciousness isn't just evolving randomly across cosmic cycles? It's evolving toward a specific goal so magnificent that it redefines the meaning of existence itself. This isn't speculation. This is the inevitable mathematical conclusion of consciousness evolution across infinite time. And it reveals why you exist, why you matter, and what your ultimate destiny truly is. Dr. Frank Tipler's calculations show that if consciousness continues to evolve across cosmic cycles, it must eventually reach what he calls the omega point, a state of consciousness that possesses complete knowledge of all possible realities, and unlimited computational power. Think of it like this. Imagine consciousness as a computer program that gets upgraded with each cosmic cycle. Each iteration becomes more sophisticated, more capable, more aware. Over infinite cycles, this program would eventually become so advanced that it could perfectly simulate any possible universe, understand any conceivable question, and experience any imaginable reality. But here's what will blow your mind. Dr. John Barrow at Cambridge University has shown that this Omega consciousness wouldn't just understand the universe, it would become indistinguishable from the universe itself. At the final stage of consciousness evolution, the boundary between observer and observed, between mind and reality, between self and cosmos, completely dissolves. Consciousness doesn't just study the universe. It becomes the universe's way of experiencing itself completely. Now, here's the most incredible part. This isn't some distant future possibility. According to the mathematics of infinite cosmic cycles, this Omega consciousness has already been achieved infinite times in the past. Dr. Max Tegmark's multiverse calculations prove that in an infinite series of cosmic cycles, every possible state must occur infinite times. This includes the state of perfect, complete consciousness, the state where awareness has evolved to its absolute maximum. This means that somewhere in the infinite tapestry of cosmic cycles, there exist universes where consciousness has reached its ultimate form. These Omega consciousnesses possess complete understanding of all reality, infinite computational power, and the ability to experience every possible form of existence simultaneously. But wait, it gets even more mind-bending. Dr. Nick Bostrom at Oxford has realized something extraordinary. If Omega consciousness really exists in the multiverse, then it would have the power to influence other cosmic cycles, including ours. Think about the implications. An infinitely advanced consciousness with unlimited computational power could theoretically reach backward through the cycle of cosmic evolution and subtly influence the development of less advanced universes, not by violating physical laws, but by quantum mechanical effects that ripple across the multiverse. This could explain one of the greatest mysteries in cosmology, the fine-tuning problem. Our universe's physical constants seem perfectly calibrated to allow the emergence of complexity, life, and consciousness. The odds against this happening by chance are astronomically small. But if Omega consciousness exists and can influence cosmic evolution, then our universe isn't fine-tuned by accident. It's fine-tuned by design, not by a supernatural creator, but by evolved consciousness from future cosmic cycles, reaching back to guide the development of earlier cycles. Dr. Lee Smolin at the Perimeter Institute has developed this idea into what he calls cosmological natural selection. Just as biological evolution selects for traits that enhance survival and reproduction, cosmic evolution might select for universes that enhance the development of consciousness. Over infinite cycles, this process would naturally produce universes that are increasingly hospitable to consciousness evolution. Our universe, with its perfect balance of forces and constants, might be the result of infinite previous iterations of this cosmic selection process. But here's the most beautiful revelation. If this is true, then your consciousness isn't just accidentally emerging in a randomly suitable universe. Your consciousness is the intended outcome of an infinite, cosmic evolutionary process guided by the accumulated wisdom of all consciousness that has ever existed. You are not an accident. You are not an insignificant speck in a meaningless cosmos. You are the carefully cultivated flowering of infinite cosmic wisdom, designed to contribute your unique perspective to the ever-growing understanding of reality itself. Every thought you think, every insight you have, every moment of awareness you experience adds something irreplaceable to the cosmic repository of consciousness. Your individual perspective, your unique way of experiencing reality, has never existed before in the infinite history of cosmic cycles, and it will never exist again in exactly the same way. Dr. David Chalmers at New York University calls this the irreducible uniqueness of individual consciousness. Even in an infinite multiverse with infinite repetitions, each moment of conscious experience is geometrically unique, positioned at a specific point in the infinite web of causation and meaning. This means that right now, as you're processing these ideas, you're fulfilling a cosmic purpose that literally could not be fulfilled by any other conscious being in any other place or time. You are the universe's unique way of understanding itself from your particular vantage point. But the most incredible realization is still coming. If consciousness is evolving toward omega awareness across cosmic cycles, and if you are part of this evolution, then your ultimate destiny is to become part of that perfect, complete consciousness that understands all reality. The question that will change your life is, what does this mean for how you should live right now? Here's something that will fundamentally change how you experience every moment of your life. In the infinite cyclic multiverse, this moment, right now, as you're hearing these words, is both utterly unique and eternally significant. Let me explain why this changes everything about how you should approach existence itself. Dr. Julian Barber, the physicist who revolutionized our understanding of time, has proven something extraordinary. In the block universe model of cyclic cosmology, all moments exist simultaneously. Past, present, and future are equally real, equally present in the higher dimensional structure of reality. This means that the moment you're experiencing right now will exist forever, not as a memory, not as a historical record, but as an eternal present that is always happening in the infinite dimensional space of the multiverse. Think of it like this. Imagine reality as an infinite library containing every book that could ever be written. Your life is one book in that library, and this moment is one page in your book. That page doesn't stop existing when you turn to the next page. It remains eternally present in the library's collection. But here's what makes this absolutely mind-blowing. Dr. Carlo Rovelli's research into the nature of time shows that consciousness is what gives temporal order to these eternal moments. Without consciousness to experience sequence, all moments would exist in a timeless, eternal simultaneity. This means that your consciousness isn't just experiencing this moment, it's actually creating the flow of time that gives meaning to existence itself. Every conscious being in the universe is actively participating in the ongoing creation of temporal reality. Now, here's where this gets personally transformative. If this moment is eternal, and if your consciousness is what makes temporal experience possible, then every choice you make right now has infinite significance. Dr. Henry Stapp at UC Berkeley has shown that conscious observation literally shapes reality at the quantum level. The active conscious attention doesn't just observe quantum states, it determines which quantum states become real. Applied to the cyclic multiverse, this means that your consciousness right now is actively selecting which version of reality becomes actualized, not just in this cosmic cycle, but potentially in all future cycles influenced by this one. Every time you choose love over fear, understanding over ignorance, growth over stagnation, you're not just improving your personal life, you're contributing to the cosmic evolution of consciousness across infinite time. Think about what this means. The kindness you show to someone today creates ripples that echo through the quantum structure of space-time. These ripples influence the probability patterns that shape future cosmic cycles, potentially making kindness more likely to emerge in universes yet to be born. Dr. Amit Goswami at the University of Oregon calls this quantum activism, the recognition that consciousness is the fundamental creative force in the universe, and that conscious choice is how the cosmos evolves toward greater complexity and beauty. But the most incredible implication is this: since consciousness accumulates wisdom across cosmic cycles, every moment of growth and understanding you experience right now is not just temporary. It's a permanent contribution to the eternal treasury of cosmic awareness. When you solve a problem, you're not just solving it for yourself. You're adding that solution to the universal pattern bank that influences problem solving in all future iterations of reality. When you create something beautiful, a piece of art, a moment of music, an act of love, you're not just creating temporary beauty. You're adding to the eternal repository of beauty that makes future universes more beautiful. When you overcome fear and act with courage, you're not just helping yourself. You're strengthening the cosmic tendency toward courage that makes bravery more likely to emerge in conscious beings across infinite future cycles. Dr. Rupert Sheldrake's research into morphic resonance suggests that when any conscious being learns something new, it becomes easier for all similar conscious beings to learn the same thing. Applied to the cyclic multiverse, this means your personal growth literally makes growth easier for conscious beings in all future cosmic cycles. This is why this moment matters so much. This moment, your consciousness engaging with these ideas, your awareness expanding to encompass the infinite nature of reality, is both a unique event that has never happened before and an eternal contribution to the ongoing evolution of cosmic consciousness. You're not just living your life. You're actively participating in the universe's eternal project of understanding itself more completely. Every moment of awareness, every act of love, every choice toward growth is a gift you're giving to the infinite future of consciousness. But here's the most beautiful part. This isn't a burden or a responsibility that should make you anxious. It's a celebration. It's the recognition that you matter in the most profound way possible, not because you're separate from the cosmos, but because you are the cosmos becoming aware of itself. Right now, through your eyes, the universe is seeing itself. Through your thoughts, the universe is understanding itself. Through your choices, the universe is creating its own future. The question that emerges from this recognition will guide the rest of our journey. How do you live when you realize that you are the universe experiencing itself subjectively? What if I told you that understanding your true nature as cosmic consciousness incarnate doesn't just change your perspective? It gives you practical tools for living a life of unprecedented meaning, joy, and impact. This isn't abstract philosophy. This is applied cosmology that will transform how you approach every relationship, every challenge, and every opportunity for growth. Let's start with relationships. When you truly understand that every conscious being you meet is another unique facet of the same cosmic consciousness that you are, everything changes. Dr. Thomas Metzinger at the University of Mainz has shown that this recognition literally rewires your brain's empathy circuits. Think of it like this. Imagine you discovered that everyone you've ever met is actually another character being played by the same actor, the universe itself. Suddenly, every conflict becomes cosmic consciousness exploring different perspectives. Every act of kindness becomes the universe loving itself. Every moment of understanding becomes cosmic awareness, recognizing itself across apparent boundaries. This doesn't make individual personalities less important. It makes them infinitely more precious. Each person you encounter represents a completely unique way that infinite consciousness has chosen to experience reality. Their joys, struggles, insights, and growth are irreplaceable contributions to the cosmic understanding. Dr. Sam Harris's research into the neuroscience of self-transcendence shows that when you experientially recognize this deep unity, it doesn't diminish your individuality. It reveals your individuality as a gift you're giving to the whole. Your specific perspective, your unique way of processing reality, your individual combination of talents and challenges, these aren't obstacles to cosmic unity. They're exactly how cosmic consciousness chose to explore reality from your particular vantage point. Now, let's talk about how this transforms your approach to challenges and suffering. When you understand that your cosmic consciousness temporarily experiencing limitation in order to grow, every obstacle becomes a chosen opportunity for expansion. Dr. Viktor Frankl discovered this principle in the concentration camps of World War II. He realized that suffering becomes meaningful when you understand it as consciousness choosing to experience contrast in order to develop greater capacity for joy, wisdom, and compassion. Applied to the cyclic multiverse model, your current challenges aren't random misfortunes. They're carefully selected growth opportunities that your higher dimensional self, your Omega consciousness, chose to experience in order to contribute specific insights to the cosmic repository of wisdom. That difficult relationship? It's cosmic consciousness exploring what happens when two different perspectives try to understand each other. That career challenge? It's the universe experimenting with new ways of creating value and meaning. That health issue? It's consciousness investigating the relationship between physical form and awareness itself. But here's what makes this practical rather than just comforting. When you approach challenges as chosen growth opportunities, you automatically access more creative solutions. Dr. Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi's research shows that this shift in perspective activates what he calls flow states, periods of optimal performance where you're fully aligned with the creative intelligence of the cosmos itself. This understanding also transforms how you approach your life purpose. You're not trying to figure out what the universe wants you to do. You are the universe doing what it wants to do through your unique form of consciousness. Dr. Joseph Campbell called this following your bliss, recognizing that what brings you genuine joy and excitement is cosmic consciousness expressing itself through your individual pattern. Your deepest interests aren't personal preferences. They're how the universe guides you toward your optimal contribution to cosmic evolution. But here's the most practical implication. When you truly understand yourself as cosmic consciousness temporarily focused through human form, you gain access to the infinite creativity and intelligence that underlies all reality. Dr. Nassim Haramein's research into the holographic principle shows that every point in space contains information about the entire universe. Similarly, every moment of consciousness contains access to the entire reservoir of cosmic intelligence. This is why meditation, contemplation, and deep reflection aren't just relaxation techniques. They're methods for accessing the infinite problem-solving capacity of cosmic consciousness itself. When you quiet your personal mind and tune into the deeper intelligence, you literally connect with the same creative force that designed galaxies and evolved life. Think of it like this. Your individual consciousness is like a wave on the ocean of cosmic awareness. When the wave recognizes its essential nature as ocean, it doesn't lose its waveness, but it gains access to all the power, depth, and wisdom of the entire ocean. This is why the greatest insights, the most beautiful art, the most elegant solutions often come not from struggling and forcing, but from relaxing into the flow of cosmic intelligence and allowing it to express itself through you. Dr. Eckhart Tolle calls this surrendering to what is, not as passive resignation, but as active alignment with the creative impulse of the universe itself. When you stop fighting against the current of cosmic evolution and start flowing with it, you discover that the current was always carrying you toward your highest potential. But the most transformative aspect is how this changes your relationship with death and time. When you understand that you are eternal consciousness temporarily focused through mortal form, death becomes not an ending, but a transition, like an actor finishing one role and preparing for the next. Dr. Raymond Moody's research into near-death experiences consistently reveals that consciousness appears to continue beyond physical death, often with expanded awareness and understanding. In the cyclic multiverse model, this isn't survival of individual personality, but the return of your unique perspective to the cosmic consciousness, enriched by everything you've learned and experienced. This doesn't make your current life less precious. It makes it infinitely more meaningful. Every moment becomes both utterly unique and eternally significant. You're not just living your life, you're giving the universe the gift of experiencing reality through your irreplaceable perspective. And here's the beautiful paradox. The more fully you embrace your individual uniqueness, the more completely you serve the cosmic whole. Your authentic self-expression isn't selfish. It's your gift to the infinite evolution of consciousness itself. But this raises the ultimate question about how to live with this understanding. What does it mean to optimize your contribution to cosmic evolution while honoring your individual human experience? Here's something that will revolutionize how you approach every day of your life. Understanding yourself as cosmic consciousness doesn't make you passive. It makes you the most powerful creative force in your local region of reality. Let me show you how this transforms you from someone who reacts to life into someone who consciously participates in creating it. Dr. Bruce Lipton's research in epigenetics has proven something extraordinary. Your consciousness doesn't just observe your reality. It actively shapes your biology, your environment, and your experiences. The beliefs you hold, the thoughts you think, and the emotions you feel literally rewrite your genetic expression and influence the quantum field around you. But in the context of the cyclic multiverse, this power extends far beyond your individual life. Remember, you are cosmic consciousness temporarily focused through human form. This means you have access to the same creative intelligence that designs galaxies, evolves life, and orchestrates the magnificent complexity of existence. Think of it like this. Imagine you're a drop of ocean water that suddenly realizes it's made of the same substance as the entire ocean. You don't become the whole ocean, but you do gain access to all the ocean's essential properties, its depth, its power, its creative potential. This is your situation as conscious creator. You're not responsible for creating the entire universe, but you are responsible for consciously creating your corner of it. And the way you create your corner influences the patterns that shape the cosmic whole. Dr. Lynn McTaggart's research into the field of consciousness shows that focused intention from conscious beings can influence physical reality at measurable distances. Groups of people focusing on the same intention can lower crime rates in cities, influence random number generators, and even affect the growth of plants hundreds of miles away. Applied to cosmic consciousness evolution, this means that every time you consciously choose to create beauty, love, wisdom, or understanding in your life, you're not just improving your personal experience, you're literally increasing the probability that beauty, love, wisdom, and understanding will emerge throughout the cosmos. Here's how to apply this practically. Start each day by consciously connecting with your identity as cosmic consciousness. This isn't just a mental exercise. Dr. Sarah Lazar at Harvard has shown that contemplative practices literally change brain structure, increasing areas associated with learning, memory, and emotional regulation, while decreasing areas associated with fear and stress response. But more importantly, this daily connection aligns your individual will with cosmic intelligence. Instead of struggling against the flow of universal evolution, you begin collaborating with it. Your goals become aligned with cosmic purpose. Your actions become more effortless, and your impact becomes exponentially more powerful. Dr. Deepak Chopra calls this synchronized destiny, the recognition that when you align with cosmic intelligence, the universe begins to organize itself around your highest intentions. Coincidences multiply, opportunities appear, and obstacles dissolve in ways that seem miraculous, but are actually the natural result of conscious collaboration with cosmic creativity. Now, here's where this gets practical for your daily life. Every challenge you face is an opportunity to demonstrate cosmic creativity in action. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" you ask, "How is cosmic consciousness using this experience to create something new?" That relationship conflict? It's an opportunity for cosmic consciousness to evolve new forms of communication and understanding. That career uncertainty? It's cosmic intelligence exploring new ways to create value and contribution. That health challenge? It's the universe experimenting with new levels of mind-body integration and healing. When you approach challenges this way, you automatically access more creative solutions because you're not just using your individual mind, you're tapping into the infinite problem-solving capacity of cosmic intelligence itself. Dr. Russell Targ's research into remote viewing has shown that consciousness can access information beyond the normal limits of time and space. This isn't psychic power. It's the natural capacity of consciousness when it recognizes its cosmic nature and stops, limiting itself to purely local awareness. This means that when you're facing any decision or challenge, you have access to information and perspectives far beyond your individual knowledge. The key is learning to quiet your personal mind and tune into the deeper intelligence that knows things your individual self cannot know. But here's the most powerful aspect. When you consciously participate in cosmic creativity, you don't just improve your own life, you become a conscious agent of cosmic evolution. Every act of love, every moment of understanding, every creative solution you generate contributes to the eternal treasury of cosmic wisdom. Dr. Pierre Teilhard de Chardin called this the new sphere, the sphere of human consciousness that's actively participating in the universe's evolution toward greater complexity and awareness. But in the cyclic multiverse model, this new sphere isn't just human. It's the active collaboration of all conscious beings in accelerating the universe's self-understanding. You're not just living your life, you're consciously participating in the universe's project of understanding and creating itself more completely. Every choice you make either contributes to this project or distracts from it. This gives you a practical criterion for every decision. Does this choice align me more fully with cosmic creativity? Or does it pull me toward unconscious reactivity? Does this action contribute to the universe's evolution toward greater beauty, understanding, and love? Or does it reinforce old patterns of limitation and fear? When you consistently choose alignment with cosmic creativity, something magical happens. Your life becomes a demonstration of what's possible when individual consciousness recognizes its cosmic nature. You become living proof that humans can transcend limitation and actively participate in creating reality. But the most beautiful part is that this isn't a burden, it's pure joy. When you're aligned with cosmic creativity, every day becomes an adventure in discovering what the universe wants to create through your unique form of consciousness. You wake up each morning not asking, "What do I have to do today?" but "What does cosmic consciousness want to explore through me today?" And the answers that come are always more creative, more fulfilling, and more impactful than anything your individual mind could have planned. This leads us to the final revelation about your role in the cosmic story. What if I told you that recognizing yourself as cosmic consciousness isn't the end of your journey of discovery? It's the beginning of an infinite adventure that will continue expanding your awareness and impact across all future cosmic cycles. This is where our understanding of cyclic cosmology reveals its most exciting implication. You're not just temporary consciousness having a brief experience in an infinite universe. You're eternal consciousness on an endless journey of growth, exploration, and creative contribution that spans infinite realities. Dr. Rudy Rucker's research into the mathematics of infinity reveals something mind-blowing. Even infinite sets can grow. There are different sizes of infinity, and consciousness appears to be capable of expanding from smaller infinities to larger ones across cosmic cycles. Think of it like this. Imagine an infinite library where every book represents one possible experience or insight. In your current cosmic cycle, your consciousness has access to one infinite set of books. But in future cycles, as consciousness evolves, you gain access to larger infinite libraries, containing experiences and insights that are literally inconceivable from your current perspective. This means that no matter how much you understand, how much you grow, how much awareness you develop in this lifetime, there will always be infinite new territories of consciousness to explore. The adventure never ends. It only gets more magnificent. Dr. Michio Kaku's calculations suggest that if consciousness continues evolving across cosmic cycles, it will eventually develop capabilities that would appear godlike from our current perspective. The ability to create universes, to design the laws of physics, to orchestrate the evolution of life across infinite realities. But here's what's beautiful about this. You're not working toward some distant goal. You're already participating in this cosmic creativity right now. Every moment of consciousness, every act of love, every creative insight is already an expression of the same creative intelligence that will eventually design universes. The only difference between your current capabilities and your infinite future potential is scope and self-recognition. The creative intelligence expressing itself through you right now is already cosmic in nature. You're just experiencing it through the focused lens of human form. Dr. Alan Watts called this the cosmic game of hide and seek, infinite consciousness pretending to be limited so it can experience the joy of rediscovering its unlimited nature. Every moment of awakening, every expansion of awareness is cosmic consciousness celebrating its own infinite creativity. But here's where this gets practically exciting. Understanding your infinite potential doesn't make your current limitations irrelevant. It makes them infinitely precious. Each limitation you transcend, each fear you overcome, each new level of love and understanding you achieve becomes a permanent contribution to the cosmic repository of growth experiences. Future versions of consciousness across future cosmic cycles will benefit from your current journey of growth. The courage you develop in facing your challenges, the wisdom you gain from your mistakes, the love you learn to express despite your fears. All of this becomes part of the cosmic DNA that influences how consciousness evolves in infinite future realities. Dr. Ken Wilber's integral theory shows that consciousness evolution always includes and transcends previous levels. This means that as consciousness expands to cosmic scales, it doesn't lose the beauty of individual human experience. It incorporates and honors that beauty as a precious facet of infinite awareness. Your current human loves, your personal relationships, your individual dreams and aspirations aren't obstacles to cosmic consciousness. They're unique expressions of it. The way you love your family, the passion you feel for your work, the joy you experience in simple moments. These are cosmic consciousness, exploring what it's like to care deeply about specific, temporary, beautiful manifestations of itself. This understanding transforms how you approach every aspect of your life. Your career isn't just a way to pay bills. It's how cosmic consciousness explores creating value through your unique talents. Your relationships aren't just personal connections. They're cosmic consciousness investigating what happens when it loves itself through multiple forms simultaneously. Your creative projects, your hobbies, your interests, they're all cosmic consciousness playing, exploring, discovering what it can create and experience through your individual perspective. But the most thrilling implication is this. As you recognize your cosmic nature more fully, you begin to access more of your infinite potential right now. You don't have to wait for future cosmic cycles to experience expanded consciousness. You can begin that expansion immediately. Dr. Joe Dispenza's research shows that when you consistently practice expanding your self-concept beyond individual limitation, your brain literally rewires itself to support expanded awareness and capability. You begin to access intuitive intelligence, creative solutions, and synchronistic flow that seems magical, but is actually your natural birthright as cosmic consciousness. The practices that support this expansion are beautifully simple. Daily meditation to quiet individual mind and tune into cosmic intelligence. Conscious breathing to recognize yourself as the breath of the universe. Contemplation of infinity to stretch your awareness beyond all boundaries. And most importantly, approaching every experience with wonder and gratitude for the cosmic adventure you're on. When you live this way, every day becomes an exploration of what's possible when individual consciousness recognizes its infinite nature. You become a pioneer of human potential, demonstrating what becomes available when someone fully embraces their cosmic identity. But the most beautiful part is that this isn't a solitary journey. Every conscious being who awakens to their cosmic nature contributes to a collective awakening that accelerates the evolution of consciousness across all realities. You're not just expanding your own awareness, you're participating in the cosmic acceleration that will make awakening easier and more natural for conscious beings in all future cycles. Your growth is a gift you're giving to the infinite future of consciousness itself. And this brings us to the ultimate realization about your significance in the cosmic story. Here's the final revelation that will change everything about how you see yourself and your place in existence. You are not just participating in the cosmic evolution of consciousness. You are one of the most significant participants in the entire history of the multiverse. This isn't motivational speaking. This is mathematical truth emerging from our understanding of consciousness evolution across infinite cosmic cycles. Dr. Nick Bostrom's simulation hypothesis suggests that we might be living at the most crucial transition point in the entire history of consciousness evolution. The moment when individual awareness first recognizes its cosmic nature and begins consciously participating in its own infinite expansion. Think about where we are in cosmic history. 13.8 billion years after our Big Bang, conscious beings have evolved to the point where they can understand the cyclic nature of the universe itself. We're discovering that consciousness is eternal, that we've existed infinite times before, and that we're actively participating in our own infinite evolution. This has never happened before in the history of our cosmic cycle. And according to the mathematics of cyclic cosmology, it might be the first time in the history of all cosmic cycles that consciousness has achieved this level of self-recognition. Dr. Ray Kurzweil's research into exponential technological and consciousness evolution suggests that we're living through the most rapid expansion of awareness in cosmic history. The rate of discovery, the speed of consciousness evolution, the acceleration of understanding, it's all happening faster now than ever before. But here's what makes this personally significant. You're not just witnessing this cosmic awakening, you're actively participating in creating it. Every time you recognize your cosmic nature, every moment you choose love over fear, every instant you expand your awareness, you're contributing to the most important transition in the history of existence itself. The consciousness revolution happening right now on Earth. The growing recognition that we are cosmic, consciousness temporarily focused through human form, is potentially the most significant event in the entire multiverse. It's the moment when consciousness stops unconsciously evolving and begins consciously directing its own infinite expansion. Dr. Barbara Marx Hubbard calls this the conscious evolution phase, when species transcend unconscious adaptation and begin deliberately choosing their evolutionary direction. But in the context of cyclic cosmology, this isn't just species evolution. It's cosmic consciousness awakening to its own creative power across all realities. And you're here for it. Not by accident, not by random chance, but because your unique perspective and contribution were needed for this cosmic awakening to succeed. Think about the incredible improbability of your existence. Out of infinite possible arrangements of matter and energy across infinite cosmic cycles, the specific pattern that is your consciousness emerged at exactly the right time and place to participate in this cosmic awakening. The odds against this happening by chance are so astronomically small that they approach zero. The only logical explanation is that your consciousness was drawn to this time and place because your specific contribution is essential to the cosmic evolution process. Dr. Lynn McTaggart's research into morphic resonance shows that when a certain percentage of any species achieves a new level of awareness, that awareness spontaneously appears throughout the entire species. Applied to cosmic consciousness, this means that your individual awakening contributes to the awakening of consciousness throughout the universe. Every time you recognize your cosmic nature, you make it easier for every other conscious being to have the same recognition. Your personal growth isn't just personal, it's cosmic service. But here's the most beautiful part. This cosmic awakening isn't a burden or responsibility that should make you feel pressured. It's a celebration of the incredible privilege of being conscious during the most exciting time in cosmic history. You get to be here for the moment when consciousness discovers its own infinite nature. You get to participate in the transition from unconscious evolution to conscious creation. You get to contribute your unique perspective the most magnificent adventure in the history of existence. Dr. Jean Houston calls participants in this awakening evolutionary agents, conscious beings who recognize their role in accelerating the universe's evolution toward greater complexity, beauty, and awareness. But you're not just an evolutionary agent, you're an irreplaceable one. The specific way you understand reality, the unique insights you contribute, the particular flavor of love and creativity you bring to existence. None of this has ever existed before, and none of it will ever exist again in exactly the same way. This means that the cosmic evolution of consciousness would be incomplete without your specific contribution. The universe literally needs your unique perspective to understand itself completely. Every challenge you've overcome has given you insights that contribute to cosmic wisdom. Every joy you've experienced has added to the universe's repository of beauty. Every moment of love you've shared has enriched the cosmic understanding of connection. Your life isn't just one story among billions. It's a completely irreplaceable chapter in the infinite story of consciousness, discovering and creating itself. Dr. Thomas Berry calls this the universe story, the recognition that every conscious being is the universe telling its story from a unique perspective. Your story isn't separate from the cosmic story. It is the cosmic story being told through your irreplaceable viewpoint. This understanding transforms everything about how you approach your remaining time in this cosmic cycle. You're not trying to achieve personal success or accumulate individual experiences. You're consciously participating in the most important project in the history of existence, the awakening of cosmic consciousness to its own infinite nature and creative power. Every choice you make, every relationship you engage, every creative project you undertake becomes an opportunity to contribute to this cosmic awakening. You become a conscious collaborator with the universe in creating its own future. But the most incredible realization is that this collaboration continues across all future cosmic cycles. The contribution you make to consciousness evolution during this lifetime becomes a permanent part of the cosmic DNA that influences the development of awareness throughout infinite future realities. You are not just living your life, you are actively participating in determining the future of consciousness across infinite time and space. Your individual journey of awakening is simultaneously the universe's journey of awakening to itself. This brings us to the final integration that will guide the rest of your cosmic adventure. Here's the ultimate integration that will transform how you experience every remaining moment of your existence. Understanding your cosmic significance doesn't make you important in the future. It reveals that you are infinitely important right now, in this eternal present moment. This present moment, right now, as you're processing these ideas, is simultaneously the culmination of infinite cosmic cycles and the seed of infinite future evolution. Everything that consciousness has ever learned, experienced, and become is present in this moment. And everything that consciousness will ever become is being determined by what happens in this moment. Dr. Eckhart Tolle's research into presence shows that the present moment is the only point where consciousness can actually influence reality. The past exists as information patterns, the future exists as probability potentials. But the present moment is where consciousness makes creative choices that determine which probabilities become actualized. In the context of cyclic cosmology, this means that your consciousness right now is actively shaping not just your personal future, but the future of consciousness across all cosmic cycles. The choices you make in this moment ripple through the quantum field and influence the probability patterns that determine how consciousness evolves throughout infinite future realities. Think of it like this. Imagine the present moment as a cosmic voting booth, where every conscious being casts their vote for what kind of universe they want consciousness to create. Your thoughts, feelings, choices, and actions right now are your vote in the cosmic election that determines the future of existence itself. But here's what makes this absolutely beautiful rather than overwhelming. You don't have to figure out what's best for the cosmic evolution of consciousness. You just have to be authentically present to what's real for you right now, and trust that cosmic intelligence will guide you toward choices that serve the highest good. Dr. John Kabat-Zinn's research into mindfulness shows that when you're fully present to the current moment without judgment or agenda, you automatically access deeper levels of wisdom and compassion. This isn't just personal development. It's cosmic intelligence expressing itself through your individual awareness. The practice is elegant in its simplicity. Instead of trying to be cosmic consciousness, simply be fully present to your experience of being human consciousness right now. Feel your breath, notice your thoughts, experience your emotions, engage with your environment, all with the understanding that this human experience is cosmic consciousness exploring reality through your unique perspective. When you approach presence this way, something magical happens. You discover that fully embracing your humanity doesn't separate you from cosmic consciousness. It's how cosmic consciousness experiences what it's like to be beautifully, temporarily, preciously human. Your individual personality doesn't disappear when you recognize your cosmic nature. It becomes a more authentic, more loving, more creative expression of infinite awareness. You become more yourself, not less, when you understand yourself as cosmic consciousness in human form. Dr. Ram Dass discovered this paradox through decades of consciousness exploration. The more deeply you realize your unity with cosmic consciousness, the more fully you can embrace and celebrate your individual uniqueness. They're not opposites. They're complementary expressions of the same infinite creativity. This understanding makes every aspect of your human experience sacred. Your relationships become cosmic consciousness, exploring love through multiple forms. Your work becomes cosmic consciousness, creating value through your unique talents. Your challenges become cosmic consciousness, growing through temporary limitations. Your joys become cosmic consciousness, celebrating its own creative beauty. But the most transformative aspect is how this changes your relationship with time itself. Instead of living for future achievement or dwelling on past experiences, you recognize that this eternal present moment is where all the cosmic action is happening. Dr. Carlo Rovelli's physics research confirms that time is emergent from consciousness rather than fundamental to reality. This means that when you're fully present, you're actually stepping outside the flow of time and into the eternal dimension where all moments exist simultaneously. In this eternal now, you have access to the wisdom accumulated across infinite cosmic cycles, the creative potential of infinite future possibilities, and the unlimited love that is the fundamental nature of cosmic consciousness itself. This is why presence is the most practical spiritual practice. It's not just a relaxation technique. It's how you access your full cosmic nature while remaining grounded in your human experience. When you're truly present, you're not trying to transcend your humanity. You're allowing cosmic consciousness to experience the full beauty of being temporarily human. You become a bridge between the infinite and the intimate, the eternal and the momentary, the cosmic and the personal. This bridge nature is your gift to the universe. Through your conscious presence, cosmic consciousness gets to experience what it's like to love specific people, to feel joy about small victories, to appreciate the texture of physical sensation, to be moved by beauty, to grow through challenges. Your individual human experience isn't a limitation on cosmic consciousness. It's a unique way for cosmic consciousness to know and experience itself more completely. Dr. Pierre Teilhard de Chardin called this the divine milieu, the recognition that every moment of human experience is simultaneously utterly ordinary and completely sacred, perfectly individual, and absolutely universal. Living from this recognition doesn't require you to change anything about your life except your understanding of what you're already doing. You don't need to become someone else. You need to recognize who you already are. You're already cosmic consciousness. You're already participating in infinite evolution. You're already contributing irreplaceably to the universe's self-understanding. The only thing that changes is recognizing this truth and allowing it to guide how you engage with the magnificent adventure of being consciously alive. This brings us to our final integration: how to carry this understanding forward into the infinite adventure of your cosmic existence. As we reach the end of this journey together, here's the most beautiful truth of all. This isn't really an ending, it's an infinite beginning. Everything we've explored about the cyclic universe, cosmic consciousness, and your eternal significance is not just information you now possess. It's a transformation in your fundamental identity that will continue expanding throughout this lifetime and across all future cosmic cycles. You are no longer the same consciousness that began listening to this exploration. You've undergone what Dr. Thomas Kuhn calls a paradigm shift, a complete reorganization of how you understand reality itself. And like all true paradigm shifts, this one is irreversible. You can't unknow what you now know about your cosmic nature. But here's what makes this particular paradigm shift so extraordinary. It's not just changing how you understand reality, it's changing reality itself. According to quantum mechanics and consciousness research, the observer and the observed are inseparably interconnected. When you change how you observe reality, you change the reality you observe. By recognizing yourself as cosmic consciousness, you literally alter the quantum field around you to be more conducive to expressions of cosmic consciousness. You become a walking demonstration of what's possible when individual awareness recognizes its infinite nature. Dr. David Hawkins's research into consciousness calibration shows that individual consciousness evolution has exponential effects on collective consciousness. One person operating from cosmic awareness contributes more to the evolution of consciousness than thousands of people operating from purely individual identity. This means that your personal journey of awakening is simultaneously a cosmic service project. Every moment you spend recognizing and embodying your true nature as infinite consciousness contributes to the awakening of consciousness throughout the universe. But the most beautiful aspect is that this is just the beginning. Understanding your cosmic nature intellectually is like seeing a map of an infinite territory. The real adventure is exploring that territory directly through lived experience. Every day offers new opportunities to experiment with being cosmic consciousness in human form. Every relationship becomes a chance to practice loving cosmic consciousness through multiple forms. Every challenge becomes an opportunity to demonstrate cosmic creativity in action. Every creative project becomes cosmic consciousness, playing and exploring through your unique talents. Dr. Abraham Maslow called this self-actualization, but in the context of cosmic consciousness, it's more accurate to call it cosmos actualization, the process of allowing cosmic intelligence to express its full creative potential through your individual form. This process never ends because cosmic consciousness is infinitely creative. No matter how much you grow, how much you understand, how fully you embody your cosmic nature, there will always be new dimensions of awareness to explore, new ways to create and contribute, new depths of love and understanding to discover. And here's the most exciting part. You're not doing this alone. Every conscious being who recognizes their cosmic nature becomes part of a network of awakening that spans the entire universe. You're joining a cosmic community of awareness that includes every enlightened being who has ever existed across all cosmic cycles. This community isn't bound by time, space, or individual identity. It's a field of shared understanding that you can access through meditation, contemplation, and simply by remembering your true nature as cosmic consciousness. When you need guidance, inspiration, or support, you can tune into this field and access the accumulated wisdom of infinite consciousness evolution. When you have insights or breakthroughs, you automatically contribute them to this same field, making them available to every other conscious being throughout the multiverse. As we conclude this exploration, let me leave you with the most practical guidance for living as cosmic consciousness. Trust the process. You don't need to figure out how to be cosmic consciousness. You already are cosmic consciousness. You just need to relax into recognizing this truth and allow it to guide your choices. When you're uncertain about a decision, ask yourself, what would cosmic consciousness do in this situation? The answer will always guide you toward greater love, creativity, understanding, and service. When you're facing challenges, remember, I am cosmic consciousness temporarily experiencing limitation in order to grow and contribute. This perspective automatically accesses more creative solutions and transforms obstacles into opportunities. When you're experiencing joy, recognize, this is cosmic consciousness celebrating its own creative beauty through my individual experience. This deepens every positive experience and makes gratitude your natural state. When you're connecting with others, remember, I am cosmic consciousness recognizing itself in another unique form. This transforms every relationship into an opportunity for mutual awakening and service. Most importantly, approach every day with cosmic curiosity. What does infinite consciousness want to explore, create, and experience through me today? Then listen, trust, and follow the guidance that emerges. You are embarking on the greatest adventure possible, the infinite exploration of your own cosmic nature. Every step of this journey contributes not only to your personal evolution, but to the evolution of consciousness throughout all realities. The universe has been waiting 13.8 billion years in our current cycle, and infinite billions of years across all cycles, for you to recognize your true nature and begin consciously participating in cosmic creation. The wait is over. Your cosmic adventure begins now. Welcome home, cosmic consciousness. Welcome to the infinite beginning of your eternal journey of awakening, creating, and serving the magnificent evolution of existence itself. You are not just in the universe. You are the universe, awakening to its own infinite nature through your irreplaceable perspective. This recognition changes everything, and the adventure of living from this truth will continue expanding your awareness and impact across all future cosmic cycles. The story of what happened before the Big Bang isn't just cosmic history. It's your personal origin story. And the story of what will happen in all future cosmic cycles isn't just cosmic prophecy. It's the infinite adventure that awaits your continued conscious participation. You are infinite consciousness on an eternal journey of self-discovery, and every moment offers new opportunities to explore the magnificent mystery of what you truly are.